In this video, we will show you how to install macOS Sequoia in Hyper-V. In here, we are using Windows 11. And this is the preview how the macOS Sequoia looks like. If you can click the helps and choose Mac User Guide, the macOS Sequoia will appear. You can see there. Okay. To install this inside in your Hyper-V, if you're using Windows 11, okay, you can do this. To install macOS Sequoia in Hyper-V using Windows 11, the most important thing that you must do is download the bootable file. Okay, we put link for this file into the pinned comments, so you can go to the pinned comments and download this file. After you download this file, you can right click on the file and choose extract here. You can using WinRAR or you can just using this menu. Okay, just extract here. After you extract the file, in here we want to save the free disk space, so we need to download the original ones, but you can keep for you. Okay, and this is the bootable file. We need to attach this file later in Hyper-V. And if you can see, the minimum requirement to install macOS Sequoia in Hyper-V is approximately 35 gigabytes. So we recommend you to have more than that. In our case, is more than 40 gigabytes. Okay, that's all the requirement. You download the bootable file and make sure your disk space is more than 35 gigabytes, and we suggest you to using SSD and NVMe for fast. Okay, and after that we can open the Hyper-V manager, and in here we can create the virtual machine. Please click new and choose virtual machine, and in here we can click next, and in here just type Mac or whatever name you want. For next generation, please select 2 and click next. Because macOS Sequoia is need much memory, we allocate approximately 11 gigabytes. Then we can click next. And this is the most important thing also. In macOS Sequoia, we need to custom ladder with networking using our real device. How to do that? We will show you later. Just select default switch for this and click next. And this is just click next. You can also add the values here if you want. Just click next and install an operating system later. Click next and click finish. After creating the new virtual machine for macOS Sequoia, the most important thing is creating virtual switch. How to do that? First, we need to click this virtual switch manager and choose external and create virtual switch, and you can give the name. Okay, new virtual where data, for example, this is for internet connection. We can click apply. After that we can click yes. Okay, and applying change, we can click OK. Now you need to setting your macOS using the switch that we created. Okay, choose network adapter and choose new virtual where data here and click apply. It will connect your macOS later with internet. This is the most important thing, number 2. Okay, then the next step, we need to add the new hard drive to attach our bootable file. Just click add, and in here you need to browse your location of the bootable that you downloaded earlier. This is our bootable file. So now we have 2 VHDX file. One is bootable that we just download, and the second is that macOS have one. Okay, and go to in the security, untick this, then go to firmware and click apply first. Okay, and click OK, and you can click settings again, and you will see the hard drive will listed, because before that before we saving or applying, it will not appear. We can just go to move up later and click apply again. And integration service, please tick this. And checkpoint, we don't need the checkpoint. And automatic start, we do nothing. Stop is turn off the virtual machine and click apply and click OK. And we think it's done for configuration. Now we can click connect here and we can click start. Let's see if our macOS can start or boot Voila. Now we can click here and using maximum screen, we will show you until we partition the disk and installing, and then you can using your macOS Sequoia inside your Hyper-V. And again, this is not error, this is a loading process. You need to wait because installing the macOS Sequoia using internet connection is very need much time. So the patient is the key here. You need to be patient. You can take a cup of coffee while waiting and another activities. Okay, you can see there. After this loading process, it will direct it into the macOS logo or UI. Then we can start to erase the disk and start installing the macOS Sequoia. Now it's a loading process. Okay, it will direct it into the partition. You can see this is macOS Sequoia, and we need to click this utility and click continue. And make sure your virtual disk is appear here. If not, maybe you need to check the step. Okay, be careful and click this after that, and we can click erase. And for example, we tap Mac SKS, for example, this is just for example. We can click erase, and now it's formatting. After formatting is completed, we can go to the next step to installing the macOS Sequoia. We can click done here, and we can close this window and choose reinstall macOS Sequoia menu and click continue. And after that, we can click continue again. If you don't connect internet with this, you can check your virtual switch again. Okay, in the previous step. After you click continue, the installation will be started, and we will skip the loading process because it can take time too much. Maybe you need to wait 1 until 2 hours. It's depend on your internet connection also. It can take longer or it can take faster. Okay, we can click agree here and choose this and click continue. Okay, about 2 hours and 52 minutes. And after all is done in this step, you will direct it into the next step. Okay, we will skip this. After waiting for a long process, maybe 1 until 2 hours, and also there are several reboot, we go to the next step. Choose our country here. Okay, for example, we choose United States and choose continue. And in here, how do you want to transfer your information? We can just set up as new. Okay, and click continue here. And this is using English language. We can just click continue. We can click not now. Before go to this step, the macOS will reboot into several times, so you don't need to be confused there. We can just click continue here. Full name, for example, where data Mac. Okay, like this, and the password. Okay, the account name, where data make, and password. Oh, for the account name, I just want to where data, and the password is, let's try using the easiest one, 1 until 5. Okay, if cannot, we can just using another. We can just set up later after that. Are you sure you want to skip sign in with an Apple account? We can just skip this because we don't need more time in here, and we can click agree, and we can click agree here. We just click continue, and we don't use the location. Okay, we can just click continue. You can select your city in here for time zone. We don't need this, and click continue, and just set up later. Okay, and we can click continue. This is for fast. Just click continue here, click continue, and now we successfully set up the macOS Sequoia. Okay, you can see here new feature for macOS Sequoia. Okay, welcome to macOS, and let's see another feature like Safari. You can also change the wallpaper later. Like that. Okay, and in here, let's change the wallpaper by clicking in system settings. You can go to wallpaper menu after that, and you can choose any wallpaper that works. Okay, for example, we suggest you to not using the video. You can using another like image. Okay, for example like this. And for now, that's all tutorial how to install macOS Sequoia in Hyper-V. And once again, you can download the bootable file, the link on pinned comments. Okay, if you have any questions, you can fill in the forms comment below, and thanks for watching.